Greetings once again, everyone. Thank you for coming. If you are watching me live and in real time, or you are watching the replay, I really appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and to keep this channel going. And I think everything is great. But my name is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Um, just be mindful of the message scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Like this video, share this video if you can, and most of all, if it's just your first time here on this channel, please sub. You won't regret it. Long live the habitual line steppers. um, one thing about my channel is I don't want to do subject matter that is beaten into the ground and you know, just that's too trendy. I noticed that with some trendy topics, there is a content strategy that goes and allows for the growth of your channel. Uh, but I don't like to do beaten topics, and I do feel as if I'm doing a beaten topic tonight, but it's just certain things that have to be said, and certain things that I want my audience to understand. And what I want you to understand is the current situation that goes on in our community as far as our differences, as far as gender and the things that we see wrong that we don't like, is not necessarily the current generation's fault. A lot of the blame actually does belong to the older generation of people. Now, look, I have respect for the older generation of people. This is not going to be some dump on old niggas type of broadcast, but it is like I said. There's some things that are worth pointing out tonight, and it's not some of the things I'm going to say, of course, it's not going to sound that nice, but this does stem from a mentality. So let's see who's already here. All right, we got Phil Rad in the house. What's going on? We got Dane One. What's good, bro? So yeah. All right. So okay, this is Lewis Conyer. What's going on as well? All right, what we got on here on the screen right now, I would have to say is a dying breed of people. If any of you out there that are black, that are family oriented, have seen this within the older people of your family. If you haven't, you must stay in some type of project, or you grew up on Section 8 or some shit like that. But even those people, sometimes even more so than people who stay in suburban areas, have family dynamics where they have grandparents and sometimes parents that are together. They stay with it for the long haul. Before my mother passed, her and my father were together for 54 years. And, you know, we always have these discussions about the black nuclear family. And one thing I will give to this generation is they tried to make it work. They tried to make it work, and they gave something to most of us who are in, I would say, Gen X, older Gen X, younger Gen X, millennial, I would say too, even though I'm not millennial. It gave us something to model after as far as where we were supposed to end up in adulthood. Usually it's go to school, graduate, get a good job, get married, have children, grow old, die. It's the usual model. What up, Toya? See you down there. They ain't one of my grandparents were like that. Yeah, my grandparents were like that too. Yeah, grandparents and my parents. My grandparents on my mother's side. Can't say for the other side, but that's another story. Um, yeah, they ain't one. I'm Gen X. Yeah, we and what I can say about Gen X is we were a problematic generation, and the reason why we were so problematic is because we were kind of the generation that kind of started taking a look at things. Shaka Nulu, what's going on? We started to take a closer look at things. Some of us it was too late for, some of us it wasn't. Some of us made it out good, others of us made it out bad. But it was because things were, I would say, thoroughly explained to us in an honest way. And will tell you what brought me to this subject matter. Yep, it was a television show. Anybody remembers A Different World? Um, it was a spinoff of the Cosby Show. Um, this, I believe, no, I don't know if this was post Denise or not, but it was when Sinbad came in and, he was back and forth with Shalisa, who was played by Don Lewis. Um, the character Mr. Gaines, he was the guy that ran I guess the cafeteria or the student meetup place, mess hall, whatever. I guess Sinbad's character Walter. Walter, fun fact about that, was named after Lil Walter. It was Tony's first song, and Sinbad was in the video, so he got the name Walter from that video. So let me just go ahead and get to the point. He was sitting down talking to Mr. Gaines one day, one episode, and was explaining his problems to about Shalisa, talking to him about his relationship problems. Now, any of us that have ever talked to an older black man, this fellas, and y'all know what I'm about to get to, um, has always received this kind of advice. Um, and it was sort of misleading because this is what they decided themselves to put up with. And this is leading me to the title. It did, which is the context is that older men, older black men submitting, that's key word, submit to their women cost us the community. So Mr. Gaines tells Walter, played by Sinbad, because he is the archetype of the late '80s, early '90s, and used to wear the pattern pants and the with look like jogging pants with designs in it with the polo shirt and different color fade because dudes was into coloring their hair back then, but no, he was just light skinned, so he was, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Um, he was discussing his relationship problems with Mr. Gaines. Mr. Gaines being an older black man and seen as one of the wisers on the campus. Um, Mr. Gaines gave him this advice. Mr. Gaines said, you know why me and my wife lasted so long? Because I didn't never say anything. Whenever she get mad or we would begin to argue, I wouldn't say nothing. I would just let her. uh, say what she want to say. And it was like when I was right, I was wrong. When she was wrong, I was right. All that kind of other stuff. Basically, what the advice, and I've received this advice before as well from older black men, is when a B dub gets out of pocket with you and you are in a relationship with her and or married to her, you ain't supposed to say nothing. You're just supposed to kind of walk away, chill out, don't argue, just let it be. Wait for her to calm down. Now, today, in today's climate, people that give that kind of advice, you know, one name that comes to mind usually is Steve Harvey. Mm. What's going on, RPM? Good to see you, bro. Steve Harvey. Yeah, let's take a look at Steve Harvey. You know, sometimes you gotta keep up a public image, but you'll get that one special picture where you can kind of see the truth. This man looks like that he's I don't know. This is one of those cry for help things. But Steve Harvey usually gives this kind of advice. Don't say nothing. Let her be. Southpaw 2K1, what's going on? Let her be. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that, go to the first B dub that you can find and start an argument with her. That shit ain't really necessary. Because, who wants to sit up there and argue like a goofball with these females anyway? I mean, it's one of the things that they say in this space that we should not do and we waste our time doing. But at the same time, I don't believe that anyone should let errors in judgment slide when they become vocal because you don't know who's easily influenced. But then again, sometimes you have to throw up your hands and just say fuck it. Sometimes, I believe that a lot of certain people, just like myself, we might care a little bit too much because we are the ones that know that many of our elders, especially the older ones, and look, I got respect. I got all the respect in the world for our older people, but they were just wrong on certain things, especially the men. And this type of submissive behavior is might have what costed us any chance to take a foothold in society as a solid group of people. Because I got to tell y'all, weakness is something that never works. Now, you don't, now, the opposite of that ain't abuse like they would have you believe. The opposite of not saying nothing is saying something, but we all understand is that as men, we were always taught that we don't argue, that we don't go down to her level. But what, excuse me, what that mentality caused is a certain type of rebellion. For some reason, if we try to have a sensible conversation, it is seen as some sort of oppression. And yeah, it is problematic. it is something that should be discussed, but only with a group of cooperative people who are willing to move this thing forward. Not people, and I'm afraid I'm gonna have to say this, not people who are willing to hold us back as far as our progress, no matter if they claim to have good intentions or not. Because the one thing about that mentality that came from the older men, it came from a place of hubris. Hubris basically meaning that you're acting with good intent, but you end up doing more harm than good. Because I don't care what anyone says, respect is respect, whether it comes from a man or whether it comes from a woman. And disrespect should be answered in kind, whether it comes from a man or whether it comes from a woman. Because the reason why a lot of people are very disrespectful is because they have been enabled. Yeah, everything is funny. Everything is a joke. Everything is trolling. No, they're not being serious. They just playing. The denial of disrespect. And yes, you are a black man that is inundated to believe that you are tougher, more manly, and more heterosexual if you take it on the chin. And this is what a lot of these older black men, and yeah, a lot of them are Gen Xers, such as myself as well, will keep trying to push on these younger black men that in order to be able to survive with a woman, you have to put up with a certain amount of horrible behavior from them, even if it impacts you. And this is why a lot of the younger men don't want to get married. They're saying, fuck that shit. They'll get an apartment, they'll focus on themselves. They don't want this cry for help look like Steve Harvey has on his face. Having to bite your tongue, having to swallow your pride, and put up with it just to be with a female. And yeah, I get it. That's dealing with, once you get married, that's dealing with a whole nother person. That's dealing with a person's ways, a person's habits. But who is the main group of people that are always all over social media complaining about submission? And the reason why they complain about submission so much is because they are used to receiving it and not giving it. And the reason being is because of older, weak men that have always set that precedence. And now that younger men aren't cooperating with this shit, now we're having a bunch of problems. And what do? You come to these spaces to point the shit out, and then they have this, they give off this narrative as if you're the problem. One thing that I want to tell older men is to stop giving all this bad advice because the younger men resent you for it. I was in a Popeyes one day, and this older man was telling this younger man, he looks like he was about 15 or 16. I guess he was having a couple problems with his girl, and it was the same dialogue. If she get mad and she starts saying all this stuff, you don't say nothing. I turned around, looked at that old man, and shook my head. I said, shit. And that's probably why this community thing slipped right out of our hands. Like I said, younger men keep getting this advice, and then they're starting to resent us as older men. They're starting to resent us. We get the label of old nigga. We're telling them in order to be able to get married and to stay married that they have to put up with the disrespect, and that's wrong. I'm not telling anybody to put up with disrespect. I wouldn't tell you guys to put up with disrespect. I will tell you guys, male or female, that you deserve respect to go where you're appreciated. Not to put up with somebody just because you're so desperate for love and for someone to validate you. You deserve better. I'm telling you, as a black person, you deserve better. Also, for those people who are like that, carry yourself as better. People who love to start shit. People who love to take advantage of their archetypes, such as a lot of these B dubs. Because just as these older men were telling you not to say anything, once you say something, this is why you get all this disrespect from them. You a punk. You a bitch. You should not be arguing with me. You're arguing with women. You must be gay. This is when they start all the shaming. And this is exactly where it comes from. Old niggas that tell you from on a constant basis to take that disrespect just so you can find some love. And to the younger generation and to the generation of modern men, it's not worth it. So let me tell you, let me show you a couple of examples. I got Judge Mathis pulled up because he's on my thumbnail. Now look, I got respect for Judge Mathis. I do. Weather, what's going on? Good to see you, bruh. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Nah, Kev, they were saying this shit way back when too. Okay. You have to forgive me for not remembering exactly. The anger and frustration that comes from us Gen Xers is the fact that many of us were lied to, whether, and we understand and we realize it. And, for in many instances, it's too late. We have to, we have to, move on from it, get over it, and grow up. And grow up. We had to grow up in some terrible ass shit. Now, this is Judge Greg Mathis, and everybody, if you're wondering why I picked that picture, because yeah, I wanted a crazy look. Because, like I said, although I have respect for Judge Mathis, I don't agree with what he said back in August of 2022. Like, if y'all haven't been keeping up, Greg Mathis has been on one as far as black men. I believe he's I don't know, might have listened to guys in this space, or must be a after effect of the Kevin Samuels run. But there's been a lot of things been coming black men's way, and the reason why is because we spent a lot of years, and the previous generation as well. We spent years not building up a defense, not caring, being apathetic, acting like that it can't get any worse. Shoot. But let me show y'all something real quick. Now, try to listen very, very closely. Try to try to listen very, very closely. Shaka Nulu say I could talk about all generations. The reason why I don't go back like real far, like to the silent generation, is because of what they've been through as far as how America was treating blacks. So, in many ways, we have to stay respectful, but we have to understand what caused us to become so weak as a fucking group of men. And, this ain't to dump on black men. This is just to let's have this discussion. Let's talk about it. You know, many 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 of us felt like we dropped the ball. Let me look at the poll. I'm at 57%. Yes. Uh, but let me let me go ahead and share this screen with show y'all what Judge Mathis said. Now, listen very closely. I'm on basically an outdated piece of equipment, and it's going to seem very quiet. So turn it up on your end, do what you got to do, but I warned you. The man said Gen Xers went all in on R&B. Yeah, that's a fault of ours. Yeah, cause we were so like I'm saying, we were sold a lot of fantasies. We were sold this magical way of life that did not exist. Okay, so here's Judge Mathis. Hopefully you can hear it. If not, I'm sorry, but I want y'all to listen to this very, very closely. All right.
Sit back watching ESPN or playing your video games and sending your woman out there to go and march and protest and fight for voting rights, registering voters, out here protesting. The majority of the Black Lives Matter marchers were black women and white kids, while our black men sat back and killed each other, falling into this trap that they have set for us.
I don't know if y'all could hear that completely. I guess Judge Mathis was at a gathering. Um, yeah, he deserves to be called a judge because that's what he is. But he went into the kind of dialogue that I used to read on social media when they used to make posts like this on Facebook or the Shade Room. It's always the march, and we march for y'all. And the reason why they say the whole march, march, march thing is because they're so blatantly fucking disrespectful, and brothers are responding to this. To hear Judge Mathis spew the same rhetoric and then big up in Black Lives Matter as an organization after the women who were the heads of it did so much shady shit with the money and donations they received, and nobody is holding any accountability to these women. I mean, except Candace Owens, but Candace Owens is a bit eccentric, I'll say that much. But to hear a grown black man say this kind of shit, because I will say this about each one of those little marches for black men, there were black men out there too. So let me play this again.
Sit back watching ESPN or playing your video games.
Okay, he said, sit back and watch your ESPN and play your video games while you send your woman out there to march. Okay, when has that? Okay, guys. Okay, when a black man gets killed and is highly publicized, how many of you sent your woman, your girlfriend, or your wife out there to go march? Say, get out there and march for us. Why sit back and watch ESPN and play video games? This sounds like he's profiling and he's stereotyping. I mean, do people like this all the time will sit up there and talk about white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy? People like this, not to say that specifically Judge Greg Mathis, but people with his mindset, and turn around and say some shit like that about black men. The whole we just killing each other rhetoric. Like I wake up in the morning, it's just like, God damn. Every time I see a black man, I wish I had a weapon so I could kill that nigga. Like, I get so sick of hearing this shit. People like this, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that there's not these sad instances where these young men are out here not valuing human life and taking each other's lives. But I'm tired of black men not having the balls to say what the root cause of these things are and getting shamed for it. We hate the women so much because we want to talk about how dumb shit like that is. And you got Negroes like this. Yeah, Judge Mathis is one of these I have a daughter ass niggas. I have a daughter, therefore I can't point out certain things. Like, dude. Well, let me start this back from the beginning. I want y'all to hear this.
Sit back watching ESPN or playing your video games and sending your woman out there to go and march and protest and fight for voting rights, registering voters out here.
Okay, let me tell you something about voting in black men, because he was like sending your woman out there to march for our voting rights. Like, have you lost your goddamn mind? Why is it that we have this whole thing about our voting rights are being attacked and being taken away, and every black area that I've ever stayed in sends me cards and tells me where to go to vote? Plus, you got black men waking up right now saying, hey, you know what? What are we getting for our vote? Why are we still fighting for our vote in 2022? And then when I get to the booth to vote, shit, is my vote, am I going to feel good about that vote? Or am I going to be told that I have to vote for someone based on whatever political party that, that we supposed to vote for? We don't want to hear that shit anymore. This, you supposed to do this. Continue.
Protesting. The majority of the Black Lives Matter marches were black women and white kids, while our black men sat back and killed each other, falling into this trap that they have set for us by failing us in our education system, bringing in guns and sending out the jobs. And you chumps are going forward like a bunch of suckers. And you're supposed to be who? You're supposed to be the man. No, you ain't no man. Ain't nothing you.
Who the fuck is he talking to? I bet you any amount of money he's sitting up there talking to a bunch of women. And here's one thing I noticed that you brothers out here should be sick of. Every time there's a piece of media made to shit on you, guess who is the central group of people running to endorse and support that shit? But some of y'all don't care enough about being stereotyped. But you want to come to these spaces. These Negroes here are problematic because they talking about it. Okay, for those of y'all who don't hear this, I'm going to repeat a lot of what he said. So basically, we're a bunch of chumps and we're a bunch of suckers while we send and order black women to go out and march for us, which is, by the way, bullshit and the furthest thing from the truth. We fell into the trap because they kept outsourcing jobs. No, see, here's the thing. Many black men had to find other ways to deal since what we've been told all our lives was a bunch of BS. Go to school until you're in thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of debt. But when you get that piece of paper, ooh, they can't take that from you. That men in his generation, the ones that tried to build, they were forced out. See, niggas like this don't tell you this kind of stuff. All they want to do is paint this picture of failure. Because some bitter ass bitch who can't keep her legs closed is upset because ain't nobody build nothing for her. Who the fuck wants to build for that? And they can't even raise their kids. See, that's the problem. That's why a lot of these young men are out here killing each other because the single parent is so goddamn lazy. See, men like that don't tell you shit like that. They just want to paint a picture. So,
while our black men sat back and killed each other, falling into this trap that they have set for us by failing us in our education system, bringing in guns and sending out the jobs.
so why don't men tell us how he did it? Since the education system is failing us, he became a whole ass judge. Why can't he tell young men who the system failed how to get to the point he got to instead of being condescending or saying this shit for some old rubberneck bitch that got mad at something she heard on the internet? This kind of shit solves nothing. Talking down to people solves nothing. I wouldn't talk down to you guys unless, of course, like unless, of course, one of you was being underintelligent. Then there would be some kind of counseling that would need to be done. But at the same time, if you want to get problems solved, you don't say a bunch of bullshit. But some of us, we feel like we can. So let me continue.
And you chumps are going forward like a bunch of suckers. And you're supposed to be cool. You're supposed to be the man. No, you ain't no man. Ain't nothing. You's a punk.
Yeah, this is an ad hominem attack. He said, "You chumps are going around like suckers. Y'all think y'all cool. You supposed to be the man. You ain't no man. You a punk." So this sounds like to me that he watches a bunch of TV and he watches a bunch of stereotypes jumping around the damn screen. He probably turns on the radio and listens to that same rap music that we say is fucking stupid. Well, you got to be careful about who you say that around because you know how young people are about their little Uzi Vert. But what he is doing right now, he's doing the same bullshit mumbo jumbo that a lot of these older people do when they don't have an answer.
Stand up and fight for your women. Stop sending them out there.
Stand up and fight for your women. That's what he said.
Turn the TV off. Go out there with them. Sit down. Stand up. Everything our black sisters need and our families, give it to them. Otherwise, brothers, you don't matter.
Oh, he basically told black men that we don't matter. Basically, to be servants to a group of people that have rebelled against us. To fight for a people that make us fight, especially in the family courtrooms. He basically said, "You don't matter." That's what a lot of these old. That's what Chris Rock said before he got divorced. When you're dealing with these women, you don't matter, and a lot of these guys have taken exception to that. You ain't gonna tell me I don't fucking matter. If I'm the protector, if I am the provider, if I am the guy that is supposed to do all this shit that this man just got up here and start ranted about, instead of telling me that I'm a punk and I'm a sucker and I ain't shit for not being out there in some feckless piece of shit march that never fucking worked, I don't matter. I got respect for you, Judge Mathis, but dude, fuck you. I am so sick of black men coming on here doing this, thinking that they are doing the right thing by telling us that we're fucking up because we're getting shitted on. Why don't you tell these bitches to raise their sons right? Stop being such lazy pieces of shit depending on government assistance, and you can't even teach your son not to kill a motherfucker, not to harm other women. I'm not responsible for that. When I was a younger guy telling guys not to do things, guess what? They were calling me a lame. They were telling me to live a little. Now them motherfuckers ain't shit, but they got kids all around this motherfucker. I ain't studying this dude. Yeah, I did admire when he went off on Wendy Williams. Yeah, he stood his ground then. He showed us then how brothers are supposed to put people in check. But this dude is wrong. He is wrong. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people may have respect for Judge Greg Mathis, but at this time, I have to disagree with this guy. Sorry. I know somebody out there saying, if he's so triggered by it, what he must be saying must be true. Black folks had this thing where we could say anything about anyone, and if they respond to it like we weren't fucking with them previously, if they respond to it in a negative way, we call them sensitive. We'll say they're crying. We're saying they're triggered. We're saying it struck a nerve. Oh, it struck a nerve. Yeah, it struck a nerve. Brothers ought to be tired of being stereotyped like this. This man didn't sound no better than one of these white news channels. Speaking of which, let me turn to this real quick. MSNBC's Al Sharpton. That already don't sound right. Now, this is a Fox News headline. And some of y'all, I know how you feel about Fox News. Oh, it's a conservative network. Oh, they're racist against black people. Due to a lot, I mean, I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. I'm never going to be one of those people. I'm not going to deny.
Hello?
Oh,
Your
God.
translation device works.
Sorry about
Oh,
this.
amazing.
Hate these
Simply
damn
put,
commercials.
absolutely not. Sandra, what's next?
Okay, sorry about that. But like due to a lot of the things that I've been seeing in the media as of late, it's like the lines are blurred. You don't know if that black face that's getting on that screen is on your side. So here's the issue. Few days ago, Al Sharpton says, "Well, let's just read the headline because I meant to make a video about this, but I was like, nah, too much. There's a lot going on in my life right now, you know." But the headline reads MSNBC's Al Sharpton. Like I said, that already don't sound right. MSNBC. MSNBC's Al Sharpton claims you are insecure as a man if you don't vote for Stacey Abrams. Well, so many things already wrong with that statement right there. I know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying to get people to believe and to think is that somehow if you don't vote for Stacey Abrams, that you are somehow a misogynist, you're a sexist, you hate women, all of that stuff. That's what entails being insecure as a man. And you know how we feel about that as a man crap. Especially coming from non-men. Now, Stacey Abrams, a few weeks ago, has already been planting it inside everyone's head using the media to see somehow if she loses, it's going to be because black men did not vote for her. Which, in the first election, I confessed I voted for Stacey Abrams. She didn't win. It ain't like every time I vote for somebody, they win. But I'm not, and I'm also didn't say that to say that, oh, I'm a black man. I voted for Stacey Abrams. What the hell is she talking about? What I am saying, though, is what the hell is she talking about? If she loses, that means she didn't do enough to solidify the vote so she can win. It's not because of black men. And I do believe that Al Sharpton was targeting black men when he said this. How am I insecure as a man? Why doesn't people like Al Sharpton just tell us why it would be a good thing to vote for Stacey Abrams instead of trying to shame and insult people into voting for her. Now, I did say in my other broadcast that this should, if Stacey Abrams loses, it should not be laid at the feet of black men. Hybrid catastrophic impact S83rd power. I believe he believes that if Stacey Abrams loses, that it is a great thing that black men are held responsible for it. All I can say about that is we'll just wait and see what happens. But another older black man thinking that shaming someone is going to work just because it worked on his ass. Let me see what y'all think in these comments. I know y'all talking down there. Greg, what's going on? He says, I've lost respect for my namesake. Yep. Whether from a pimp to an informant. Oh, he's talking about Al Sharpton. He's talking about Al Sharpton, everybody. He is, let me see, did I put that picture up in here? Yeah, there it is. He's talking about that Al Sharpton right there. Yeah, I mean, you're Gen X if you remember his fat days. But why is it that? Oh, what up, Chaos Rain? Now the whole vote like I said, voted for Stacey Abrams. Let me ask y'all a question. What? And I better yet, I'll tell you something real quick. Do you ever receive those text messages from people who are trying to get you to vote? I received a text message from supposedly Bernie Sanders telling me that they need my vote. Um, I texted back. I said, "Is there an agenda for black men?" The text message that I got in response, I got a response a couple days later because I didn't think that it would do it. But let me let me see if I can find it and tell you what they said. I mean, that's what I suggest you do. If you receive any of these text messages, ask a question that aligns with your political interest. Might as well. Shit, what else you got to do? If you if you I mean, if you can leave a comment on Instagram or Facebook, you can definitely ask a question. Sent me a picture of Bernie Sanders and said, "Hey Kevin, it's Bernie. It's not easy taking on the corporate establishment, the political establishment, and the media establishment, but that's what we must do if we're going to have any chance at creating a government that works for all of us. In the weeks ahead, I will be traveling the country to rally support for progressive candidates before the November election. These are candidates who share our values and who bullshit and will have the guts to take on powerful special interests if elected to office." Yeah, that tells me nothing, but I'm not gonna read the rest of it. It's like a whole fucking letter in the text messages. And then I asked him, "Is there an agenda for black men?" So let's see. Yeah, actually, it was 4 days later when I received an answer. The answer is, "I understand your concern. I am a volunteer and cannot answer that question. But please email info@berniesanders.com for an accurate response." So, excuse me. So, if you are receiving those spam text messages or volunteers telling you that, hey, you know what, we're the Democratic Party and we know we haven't done enough to connect with you as a black person, we know that sending people like Al Sharpton wasn't effective enough. but please vote for us. Man, you got to start requiring shit for your vote, and you can't let old motherfuckers that used to look like fat pimps tell you that you are insecure as a man if you don't give your vote to someone. It's about time you start holding shit like your vote hostage. But I didn't call this out earlier. I got a couple super chats that I didn't call out. Let me go ahead and get to it. And thank you guys, by the way. So we got Hero in an Apocalypse. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, y'all be keeping these comments lit. Appreciate that. Greg, more Becky showed up for George Floyd than black women because his girlfriend was white. Oh, that's why they was talking about him and trying to dox him and bring up his history and plaster it all over social media. Because you know why? Because hoes are mad. Um, Weather says a former pimp and drug dealer said we're suckers. Oh, you talking about Judge Mathis? Yeah, because he was into all that shit. But then they was like they told the story on his opening credits in his TV show, saying that his mother on his deathbed, she made him promise that she would turn his life around. I mean, he would turn his life around. Name the race of women he used to pimp. Start with a B and ends with a K. Linus the XY. Our jobs are in China, South Korea, Mexico, and the Philippines. Manufacturing left America years ago. Yep, that was called outsourcing. Because see, here in America, we got things called regulations, which means that you have to be a certain age to work. You have to work under certain conditions to make it ethical and safe for you. When they outsource it to other countries, they can treat those workers however they want. And that's why. The nameless protagonist, what's going on? Suckers will fall for suckers ad hominem grandstanding. Exactly. He pulling the shack. Yeah, he one of them. Yeah, he one of them dads with daughters. You know, there's a difference between a dad with a daughter like myself and these other dads with daughters. You know, I have a daughter, therefore I can't say anything about what's happening in our community that directly involves women. Which, by the way, is extremely futile when you think about it. You know, why say something to someone about a behavior if they have taken full advantage of what they're allowed? Robert Nelson, what's going on? Says he's a black baby boomer. A lot of them didn't get high, took the programs, went to live around white folks. They also became enemies to the younger generation of black males. Yeah, because I mean, shit. I mean, and it has gone on like from like every set of older black males to younger black males. When you become when you become the older black male, guess what happens? Younger black males are gonna be looking at you like, oh, you the motherfucker that's trying to tell them shit that they don't need to hear. Hurry up and buy what's going on. Man, say if you listen to Mathis, you might as well tuck your balls. No. Let's see. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power said fertility clinics are complaining that they are having problems getting men, especially black men, to donate samples. Well, so so shit. These guys are seeing what they're dealing with in the streets now. They saying fuck that shit. Let me focus on myself. Let me focus on making my life better. Shit, fuck all this. I gotta put up with it crap. Like Ileana Van Zant, or Ayana Van Zant, she tried to say that shit. You just gotta put up with it. No, these brothers are not gonna put up with it. They tired of these old men telling them they gotta put up with it. And man said, Shaka Nulu said, people believe one news channel is racist and one ain't. They the same. Yeah, they are exactly the same. Like the 2016 Democratic primaries opened my eyes to a lot of things. Even though ultimately I would say that everything that has to do with them political parties is shit. I noticed in particular how the Democratic Party was. This is when I started looking at or discovered that the people who are in charge of the media will attack you for not agreeing with their views and their philosophies as a voter. Already knew they would attack you if you were an outspoken individual that fought against the narrative and gained influence, like many of our previous black leaders. Mm. Al Sharpton is an entire ass hat. Nigga look like old little boy. If you become an FBI informant, you're insecure as a man. Say, really, Kev, why? Okay, what were you asking? If you're still here, whether I know you're still here, because sometimes I be talking, I forget what people ask. I got to get better with that. Looking at the chat simultaneously as I talk. Whether says she's horrible and would have destroyed. Oh, okay. You were asking why did I vote for Stacey Abrams the first time? Because I didn't want to vote for the white man. I thought I was being supportive of the community. Uh, yeah, but we're not perfect. Brother said Stacey Abrams is probably the worst candidate for governor I've ever seen. But they tell you you're supposed to support black because it's black, which I'll support black, but when it's going in a good direction. I don't support black just because it's black. And to tell you the truth, no one does. Not even Issa Rae. I support everything black. No, you don't. Stop lying. Oh yeah, Stacey Abrams was speaking to Monica that time. Stacey Abrams was like, Monica, what's a gunica? I see you over there, girl. What's a gunica? Oh shit. Oh. In a sweatsuit. Yep, in a sweat. He used to walk around like that all the time. I forgot that preacher that he was gonna get in a fight with. It was like another preacher or another public figure or some shit like that, and they was gonna get in a boxing match. I was like, damn, but they ended up not doing it. I was like, I wish they had did it. That'd have been the funniest shit I ever seen in my life. Shaka Nulu said, I get 2, 3 messages a day. I usually respond with fuck off. Yeah, when I asked that question, I was just like, I didn't really believe that I would get a sincere, straight up answer. I just wanted to see what they were going to say. I didn't believe that I would get a response, even especially with the concerns of black men. This is why, like I said, this is why I don't believe guys like Al Sharpton and Judge Greg Mathis are taking a sincere look at the actual problems. These guys kind of pander to people, especially women. Black gullible black men, get your booty to the polls and no voting or no fucking. Alphabet dude told y'all that the women ain't gonna touch you if you don't vote. Alphabet dude. This is what I be saying, like about stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your lane, dude. Don't nobody care about your sexuality for real. You want straight guys to care about your sexuality. Stay in your lane, bro. What is he? What is his name? Bossy Montana or some shit like that. I saw one that offered money for your vote. Yeah, they do that with in Washington with Citizens United. They be lobbying for them to vote a certain way, so they won't have to pay employees, so they won't have to outsource their companies. Yep, Al and Bensonhurst with big gold medallion in the '80s. Okay, I'm Team Tulsi Gabbard. I'm not even remotely political, but I've always been a supporter of hers. Tulsi Gabbard, I thought at one point would be exactly what the Democratic Party needed because she was definitely different from the rest of those yahoos. I liked it when she destroyed Kamala Harris in that presidential debate during the Democratic primaries. I mean, straight up destroyed her, brought up her record when she was DA, and Kamala Harris was like, well, buh, 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 buh. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her, but that didn't get much press because they were pushing for Kamala Harris to be some type of hero or some shit like that. Yeah, and she and she straight up and she straight up left the Democratic Party because, like, even like a lot of pro Democratic news outlets have been pointing out the Democrats' problem with connecting with the people. Just saying. Cortez Smith, what's going on? He said the kid dude said if y'all want to hit the booty, you got to do your civic. Ugh. Like I said, I don't want to talk to anybody of his kind about anything like that. We don't have anything in common. We that don't ill gross. Roy Ennis was not FBA. He loved Black Americans more than Al Sharpton did. Oh, somebody brought up wrestling. Kev, this LGBT thing is going too far. There's now a fat queer dude that's flamboyant and talks like a woman wrestling in NXT 2.0 now. I know who you talk about too, Quincy Elliott. I saw that. I said, "Look at this shit right here." I thought it was. I thought it was sad, but I thought it was funny too. I try to laugh at stuff like this because one thing I notice is they're not gonna make him WWE champion ever. He's just there to be an example. Like, ew, yeah. Rather say hybrid. You still watch wrestling? Shit, I still watch wrestling. Shit, in fact, I just started back watching it, like tuning in to all the episodes because Vince McMahon retired. The reason why I stopped watching is because Vince McMahon's bad creative decision making. So, and I mean, WWE since Vince is retired, as a the quality of his programming and the storytelling has gotten way better. But people are like, "Oh, wrestling fake. Oh, it's fake fighting, fake sports, and all this other stuff." And then I'm always gonna be the wrestling fan that says it's not fake, it's staged and predetermined. Those guys injure themselves trying to do this shit. Ain't nothing fake about it for real. Only that they don't really hate each other and they're not really trying to hurt each other. And most of those wrestling moves that you see, they really don't feel a thing. But when they jump off the ladders and they jump on and elbow you on the table, they can definitely feel that. They can definitely feel it. But this is not a conversation about wrestling. What I'm gonna start doing is with some of my content, I'm gonna start doing some pop culture stuff over here. You know, just to switch things up a little bit, not always do around the same subject matter. But at the same time, there are so many issues that we need to work out as a people. Brother said I started watching in 2010. Yeah, that's around the time where it started getting a little bit too, I don't know, too childish. I mean, it's enough there's grown men jumping around in tights, hitting each other with, you know, it's kind of like horse playing. It's like wrestling on TV is kind of like glorified horse playing. That's kind of shit you used to do with your bro. If you had brothers, this kind of thing we used to do as kids, put each other in wrestling holds. And when we put each other in the actual wrestling holds, those wrestling holds actually hurt. Get put in a figure four leg lock. That shit hurts. Scorpion Death Lock, it hurts. Key lock, that shit hurts. They ain't one. Bret Hart is my favorite. Sharpshooter, that shit hurts. Rear naked choke, if you put it on right, that shit actually hurts. It actually works. Well, I said The Rock was my favorite. Definitely. Speaking of The Rock, oh, oh, we got one of our first non woke comic book properties in a while with Black Adam. Now, I will say this: Black Adam was not the greatest comic book film. It was a good comic book film compared to Marvel's best. It probably doesn't stack up, but it did possess the things that in that film. It did possess some of the things that we're looking for in comic book films, uh, and that is cheesy dialogue, kick-ass fights, and masculinity in our superheroes. Thank you, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, for Black Adam. And it's kind of a reboot to the DC movie universe because they've been getting kicked around by Marvel for a long time. But since Marvel's doing all this woke crap, uh, DC might actually have a chance to pull in front. But they just, but they got to do it with a few more movies though. Hawkman was pretty good too. Said Black Adam was okay. Black Adam was good. It just the movie had its issues. Spoiler warning: the little boy in the film was annoying. The woman's son. Chaos Rain, what's up, man? What are you questioning that I said? Type it out real quick. Hawkman is the only reason I'm seeing that movie. Yeah, Hawkman did pretty good. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. I remember getting suspended in the 10th grade for hitting a chick on the basketball team with a stone cold stone. She was hot and I had a crush on her. I got home and my mom threatened to hit me. Why would you hit her with a stone cold stone? Yeah, I'm sure you meant well, huh? Black Adam. Oh, what was it? What do you mean? Was it non woke? No, it wasn't woke. I mean, just because Hawkman usually appears as a white man and Aldous Hodge is a black man doesn't mean that it somehow was woke because of a race swap. What we really mean by woke when we say it in today's context is them sprinkling a little gay and shit, like, or doing a gender swap just so you can be, or race swaps just so you can be inclusive of other groups. I don't think making Hawkman black is that big a deal. Maybe that wasn't what you were talking about. Excuse me, though. Excuse me. But yeah, we got a pretty good amount of people in here right now. We got damn near 50 folks watching, so Hopefully, you're pressing like on on this particular broadcast. If not, it is damn where your prerogative not to. Yeah, 39 likes, 47 watching right now. Go and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Did they make Dr. Fate crazy? In Smallville, Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, was driven into madness by Naboo, and he would talk to his helmet. Spoiler warning, it wasn't quite that deep. I mean, you can decide for yourself, but I would probably have to say Doctor Fate was probably close enough to MCU Doctor Strange to for the similarities to be pointed out. But I didn't have any problems with the character, the characters and how they were depicted. Black Adam himself, I thought was pretty good. I mean, people who read the comic book probably would have more to say about it. But I don't think that Black Adam and Shazam they're gonna meet on the big screen anytime soon. I think they're pushing for a Black Adam versus Superman. Oh yeah, spoiler for those of you who haven't watched it. In three, two, one. Close your ears or mute for the next 5 seconds if you don't want to know it. Um, okay, in three, two, one. Henry Cavill returns as Superman. Dwayne Johnson used his influence in I guess, his newer role in the DC extended universe of movies to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. So that was pretty good because DC was going in the direction of woke, but then when Discovery took DC over, then they fired a lot of people. They shut down a lot of projects. Yeah. Absalom Payanki TV. What's going on? This man said her brothers were twins and they wanted to jump me until I let them play with my Pokemon Red on Game Boy Color. We all became friends. Man, y'all almost been like 12, 13 years old when this shit happened. If you talk about Game Boy Color, that was almost 20 years ago. Probably was 20 years ago. When did Game Boy Color come out? Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color release date 1998. Yeah, that was over 20 years ago. Yeah. Before I open this up, let me go back to what the subject matter is. The subject matter originally was how older black men and their submissiveness to the women, which any of y'all got any older black men in your family, if they're married, you will understand what I'm talking about. When you when you sought advice about women and you went to these guys, they would say things in the vein of "Don't say nothing, take it on the chin," and this is was your path to true happiness when it came to companionship and marriage. And what I'm here to say is that most of it, if not all of it, is a lie because this is how control slipped out of our hands. not control in the way of being controlling, but to manage things in a way to where the community was under our watchful gaze. And what happened was a combination of rebellion and apathy destroyed our chances to do that. Now we got a bunch of people that act like we got to bribe them in order to get some type of cooperation. And I'm here to say, as a black person, as a black man, fuck that shit. So sometimes over here in this channel, we do get a little off subject and we start talking about things involving pop culture and the kind of things that we like, such as movies, comic books, wrestling. But the subject matter itself is always what's the most important out of all of this. And the people in the chat, y'all can discuss anything y'all want. Your participation is what's great for me. So let me open this up. Let me open this up. See if a couple of y'all want to come up and whether say why did they make Kent Nelson look like Doctor Strange? He literally looks like old Doctor Strange. I don't know. I guess they felt like that they had to have some type of similarity to a product that was very successful. Which I don't get. You can be original. So I have opened it up. I have all the respect in the world for our older people, our older generation. In fact, if there is one group of people that we need to look out for, it is our older people because their bodies are getting weaker. I'll say that. And they've been through it. They've been through they've been through more than we could ever know and we could ever talk to them about. But they were wrong about a lot of things. But Chaos Rain, what's going on?
What's good, Kev? You know, Kev, I'm so tempted. Normally, I sit in the clouds and I caught a good portion of the stream that I was gonna feel like being off topic a little bit because you mentioned this movie, but I know I can't because it is
No,
the.
no, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead. Say what you gotta say, dog.
Well, let me say first about the topic first before I go into the movie. I watched it. These old Negroes, old Negro leadership, and it's talking about submitting to the women's cause. They had to submit to women's cause because black women in the West, to the normal modern black man, is the God. That mommy do everything for them, including wash their ass. So why not they go and support and submit to the mother? You ever notice that when the space talk about black women should submit, why should they? When black men submit to them more than anything else. I'm just
That,
keeping real.
that's what I was saying. Is like
Yeah,
they're used to receiving it, but they're not used to giving it. When
yeah.
they're put on when they're put on the spot about giving it, then it's all this fucking anger. It's all these shaming
It's
tactics.
foreign.
Is then all of a sudden you become Danny Glover from The Color Purple. You become Mister in their eyes.
Yeah. Talking about submit, you know? And you've been submitting to her for too long. She think it's unnatural for her to say submit to you. She'll submit to another race of man, but not your black ass.
And
Either
I
if,
mean,
either if you make
that
it
is
out of money. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
and that is okay because like I'm saying, I don't require submission from women. I don't require it. It's
Okay.
just that if you are a woman that's dealing with me, I would say it's probably in your best interest Two,
Okay, that's fair.
and
That's
it's
fair.
not something that has to be forced. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that you got to submit to me. What I'm saying is, I don't have to deal with your black ass. That's all I'm saying. I don't have to deal with you.
Yeah.
And this is something that a lot of brothers need to understand and realize. If there's someone that is not respecting you, you don't have to deal with it like these old men are telling you to deal with it.
Oh, fucking niggas. Yeah.
Like for real. And I mean, like, it ain't just I mean, the old men like are the biggest enablers of things that have been a problem for the younger men.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that they understand that. I believe
Yeah.
that they feel as if they're right. And let's face it, a lot of older men, they were raised by single mothers. And the reason why
Mm-hmm.
that is because a lot of men were being ran from the home by these racists, these violent racists. You know, it is as if it is what my dad used to call the traveling salesman. Like a lot of these,
Okay.
the single mom thing didn't start in this day and age. That shit started way back in the day. is is like dudes would come through that I guess they would be on the run from the white man, and they would drop some dick off and leave
Mm-hmm.
leave the woman's belly full, and then they would keep going. you know,
Yeah.
and this used to happen quite often.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then when you got to these dudes, when they became husbands, since they grew up in a house with nothing but a woman as the authority figure, they have a tendency to be a bit more submissive toward women, especially if they acted within an authoritative mindset.
Okay.
Because these guys were so they had such a problem with anxiety by then, because they not only had to deal with the pressures of a racist society, they had to come home to a battle axe that raised them a certain way. That's why you got these old mama niggas out here. And I mean, like, ain't nothing wrong with loving your mama. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I love my mama, God rest her soul.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a fucking pushover for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not that way for me. And stop. These older men spend all the time telling these younger men, if you want to be able to deal with a woman, you it ain't about you. Just like Judge Mathis was saying in that little speech that he was making, you don't matter. They tell
Mm-hmm.
you you don't matter, and that's not right. These young people are not putting up with this shit anymore, and it hurt, and it damaged us as a community, or the community, as a lot of you like to say, and it's almost to the point where there's no coming back from it. That my recommendation to guys who aren't married is, if you want to get married, be very careful.
Yeah.
You may be buying yourself into a life of unhappiness. If you do get married, just make sure, because it's like they enabled such a sense of rebellion in these women, to the point where if they want to say guys are responsible for the way they behave, they kind of do have a point, because
Mm-hmm.
they've been enabled to do so. And it's not that I'm begging and pleading. I'm on my knees saying, "Girl, please act right. Girl, your behavior is doing this to the community. Girl, girl, please stop. Look at these stats. Look at these stats."
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't care. I want people to be able to see the consequences of their behaviors and their actions without me being in their ear telling them to stop. Because then they can't blame me anyway. They try to blame me for it, saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Why do black men behave like this?" I mean, shit, because you're around motherfuckers that behave like that. But I know where a lot of that shit comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the modern day black man to understand and to know, while they sitting up here saying that you're supposed to leave, a lot of this shit ain't your fault, bruh. It ain't. Ain't no need for you to feel guilty. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
need for none of that shit. It's probably your daddy's fault, or your uncle, or your granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the advice he used to give you. If she get mad and she blow up and she starts saying all this stuff, don't say nothing. Man, you get the fuck up. Man, it's 2022, man.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, what up, Dane One?
What up? The thing is, with old folks, they don't understand that women have changed. They keep saying, "Oh, well, don't do this to these old like women from like the 50s," and I'm like, I don't understand. Women change. Their personalities didn't change. They didn't change. They didn't just assume they could do this and they could do that. That's why I'm like, forget that. And the government empowers them because I didn't have women tell me, "Oh, I'm independent." I'm like, bitch, you get Section 8 and food stamps. So yeah, the government's your man. I'm sorry about that, but they don't. But they always quick to be like, I'm independent. No, you're not. No, cut that out. But yeah, like I was saying, the older generation is basing it off of women back in their generation when they was worth being cool with, when they were like clean, pretty much virgins and shit that weren't sleeping around. They didn't have these high ass body counts up in the triple digits. They didn't have all that. That's why I'm like, these older men don't know shit when they talk. But I listen and take what's useful and throw the rest away. Discard the garbage.
Well, speaking on that high body count, here's my thing with this that the high body count thing. You can have a body count as high as Redman, Method Man, and Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson sitting in a very small closed up room with the best herbals. But if you don't have an STD and you don't have a kid, all that makes you is experienced. So, I mean, if you want to go into all that stuff about pair bonding and all that stuff, fine.
No,
But
no,
but,
but most women.
remember this. Every
Okay.
woman, every woman you sleep with that know how to suck a dick, suck somebody else's dick first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, but most women with high body counts, they usually have kids. I don't trip about body count though. If you cool, you cool. If you can take a dick, you can take a dick. I'm
yeah,
like, all right,
yeah. If you
I'm
have a,
not going.
all I'm saying is, if you have a high body count, but you didn't get an STD or a bunch of kids with it, that body count
Yeah,
means nothing. All it means is you got experience. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
yeah, but most chicks with high body.
now on the contrary, niggas don't
Okay,
want to hear that shit. They don't
Yeah.
want to hear that you've been fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
You
exactly.
know? Oh yeah, but yeah, but the thing is, man, like we're in a situation to where we get scoffed at for even being on social media, and a lot of that shit is rooted from these old men not really saying too much to these, to even their wives. And when
Yeah,
you
not
kind
putting them in place.
and I mean, like, they saying never argue, she's always gonna win, which, don't, I mean,
Bullshit.
at the end of the day, don't argue. It's like, if you're right, you're right. I mean, it'll come through, but at the same time, I ain't telling you to put you up with a bunch of shit. But really, what is the point of arguing with a dumbass? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you argue with a dumbass, guess what you're gonna look like at the end of all of that? A
A
dumbass.
dumbass.
Shoot. I mean,
Yeah,
so, but like I said, a lot of these problems, and if we're not careful, and I think that we were already not careful, it's gonna be too late. A lot of people think that we can't come back from this as a people. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people do believe, and a lot of men, like, they just lost interest. It's like they don't want families. They just want to live their life. They want to do like Judge Mathis say we do: play video games and watch ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's just a much better life than to sit up there and to be stressed out by a woman that believes that just because she's a woman, she can do that because old niggas always enabled her. And because of that, in regular ass society, it's just shit just out of control now. It's like they come to us talking about some black men killing each other. I'm like, okay, well, I'm still alive, and most of the black men that I know are still alive, and if they died, they didn't die at the hands of another black man. So what the fuck are you talking about? You know, is trying to put this responsibility on us for things that they did, and you know, and we're here with the knowledge that no, before all this happened, you went with your little rebel mindset, with your independent mindset, and it's because older men told you could do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. All I'm saying is stay the fuck away from me with the bullshit.
Or
Stay the fuck away from anybody with some common sense. As a good, healthy piece of advice.
I hear you.
Saint Nick 69, what's going on? Saying Andrew Dice Clay said it best. She was good, Ed. Tell me something about your little angel. How you think she got to be that way? Said, but Kevin Samuels got away with it, arguing with that white chick on Fresh and Fit. I don't think he
No, he
argued.
did. No, he didn't. You see the white community, especially the white men, they kind of went in. Not went in, but they had a conversation with Fresh and Fit. In other words, yeah. After that, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Let me
See,
see.
yeah. So if they think that Kevin went on that called into that show and told that whatever call her name Sable and put her in place, you think that the white males were comfortable with that? Hell, fucking no.
No, I mean deep down, no, they're never going to be.
And I expect them to be because that's their fucking woman.
I mean, because no, and
I, I was sounds that
it's also the envy is also the envy of the BBC.
that too, but it's deeper. Trust me, it's deeper than that. It's like this: if the European man can't tell his woman on national air the way he feels, but this black man could, and not only that, like you said, he also could after bang the brains out of her. It's a big problem, and usually they're more concerned with the BBC and anything else.
Yeah. Also, let me also say this real quick. I
Mhm.
don't know the couple pictured on the screen. You know, I don't know if she's one of those battle axe women. I don't know if he's one of those guys that tell younger men, you better not say nothing. I don't know if he's like that. This could be the happiest, most cordial, balanced couple, an example of how masculinity take care of things and how femininity balance everything out. There could be one of those couples right there. I don't know. But I Google pictures. So that's just a disclaimer. I don't know who these people are. So, but everybody knows who this is.
with the caterpillar mustache.
Yeah. Oh, hybrid catastrophic impact, 883rd power. True words that haven't been spoken in the past 10 seconds. White women tears are super dangerous. Yes, they are.
Mhm.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
Yep.
are. And I'm not saying this as a warning to brothers, because I'm no dick policeman. But when white women crying is they white women have gotten out of some foul shit just by shedding tears,
Mhm.
and have gotten brothers into plenty of trouble by
Mhm.
shedding tears. Like
Some
that's
got
why,
lead too. Lead
and
too.
guess what? The B Dubs want the same ability
But they
to
can't
be able
because
to.
they don't praise their men.
No, they can't because they're not white women.
Yeah.
They
But they
try.
sure is trying. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I saw a girl get away. Uh, you know how they have them crosswalks? They press the button and then the lights flash and people are able to walk across and cars stop for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day this white girl didn't stop and killed this family,
Wow.
and I think she got off of probation, all because she was crying in the courtroom, saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Man, all these guys that love the troll with these white woman as God posts. No, they're not. They're closer to. I mean, and I'm not telling y'all who you can fuck
Mm-hmm.
because I've met plenty of cool white women that in another possibility maybe, but that not this possibility. I'm not telling y'all who the fuck. I'm just telling you is that historically this is how they are. They
You
cry.
just
They
told
cry.
us to be careful.
They, I mean, it ain't like that. You ain't got sisters out here lying on brothers because you got that too. But it's just like it's just like a lot of these guys try to say. Women are women, no matter what. Women are
Mm-hmm.
women, whether they're black, whether they're white. They're just women. We know that certain qualities and characteristics fit with each said group of women, and there are a lot of dudes that will be out there arguing that white women are more feminine than black women.
Mm-hmm.
They will argue that, even though that's probably not the most fair thing to say. We do have plenty of examples on social media as to why that might be true. But for the most part, we just have to make sure as men that we're not being the problem, that we're not being enablers to certain behaviors that we'll get up here and we'll complain about. That's it. Who is this
You know.
just who is this just pearly things? I keep hearing her
Oh
name.
yeah, I want to ask you a question. Just Pearly, they said she's a white woman from Europe that got approaching almost 1 million subscribers, and she's talking about pushing red pill talking points. And
She
since you don't know who she is, I can't really ask any other questions because you're not familiar with her. I'm not familiar. I mean, hearing about her on Hafiz.
So what we're talking about is yet another female that pushes the talking points that we push over here,
Mm-hmm.
and she's getting paid for it.
Yeah, ain't that something?
yeah.
And while you struggling, ain't that something? Okay.
Yeah, well, that's
It's,
that's that that's the way of the world. Like a lot of these dudes just want to hear women say it instead of us. I
But
mean, I guess it's because you know niggas like pussy. I mean, which nothing wrong with that. But it's like what I do is like I say instead of focusing on how well, and I do wonder about this sometimes, how well a female can do saying the same stuff that I say. I
mm-hmm.
just have to say it that much better.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a hell of a challenge, and it's a hell of a way to look at it. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen dudes, like I said, I've seen dudes that will sit there and adopt these philosophies, but as soon as a female says anything, it's it's like they're showering her with praise. Oh, thank you. Oh my God,
They doing
you
more than
so,
that. They giving her money.
and then they're giving her money.
So not only that, oh, they said, "Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, she's here for us. Let me give her $100 super chat. Let me give her a $50 super chat." And now people say this is pocket watch, but we're being real here. That the black male content creators that be putting the content and be putting out not only their experience but their views for the sake and betterment for men, especially black men, go with black men personally, that they barely get in not even a click, a watch, a comment, and even support. And you have to work double hard. Now, a lot of people said it comes with territory. I get it. But these dudes can't complain about female nature and about women. When you
No, no,
keep.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about male content creators. If we
Mm-hmm.
want to get paid, we just gonna have to create the value to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna sit up here and to continue to tell y'all watching. Oh man, look, man, where them super chats at, man? Where them cash apps? I
Yeah,
appreciate anything I get. I appreciate anything I get, and I'm not telling y'all don't
mm,
do it. I'm not telling y'all at all don't do it. Donate as much as you want. I really appreciate it, and I mean, but you when you're a man, especially a black man that comes up here and says the things that we say, you have to be authentic. You have to be. You ain't got a choice. It's not gonna make you rich.
I check out that Just Pearly chick sometimes. And the only cool that I get like shorts and shit. The cool part about it is she be laying into these women. She be laying into all type of women about facts. And there's a sister there. They be laying into women. They're two British broads, but they be laying into women. And I'm like, okay, it's better because men need to focus on men and women can focus on women. That's why I'm like,
And that in a perfect world, maybe, but I don't believe that's ever gonna happen. I mean, they say that's what the right thing is, but that's never gonna happen. Rogish, what's going on?
Hey, what it do, y'all? Respect.
So what you think, man?
Older black men submitting to the women caused the problem. Uh, I think it was certain sectors of older black men. I think the majority of them, because they was also practicing SYSBM, you know what I'm saying, before anyone, you know what I'm saying, coming back from Korea with a little bit of something on their arm, or Vietnam or something, or Philippines, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just that they wasn't presenting the quality of those women. If you asked them, they were like, yeah, it's easier. And you can tell that they actually had a lot more peace in their life early on. Now the other ones, you know, if you think about it, shit, submitting and sympatry was just the standard. It was culture in the community. So, do you call falling for the social conditioning, submitting, or actual intention of, what I'm saying, laying down they nuts, what I'm saying, for a woman's advancement?
Hmm. I'm not saying that intention was such. What I'm talking about is the results of years and years of it.
Yeah, because it happened.
That's what I'm
You know what? I think it did cause the problem because a lot of time they were just trying to hold on to what piece they had, and their submitting was actually more along the line of 1950s TV father shit.
Yeah, just sit down, smoke your pipe, read the
That's it.
paper, and let the woman do all the talking.
There you go. Do all the talking while she around the house doing this, that, and the third, nagging, and you know you get nagged at, but you ain't doing nothing.
So
She,
you didn't have senior members in your family, like senior men in your family, giving you advice on women, telling you if she get mad, don't say nothing.
eh, well, my uncles couldn't do that because they was in the game, so
Oh,
they weren't
okay.
having them issues
exactly.
like that. My deceased ex father in law, he would rock like that. Like, look, just let them get it. Let them get it out. They want to be queen bitches anyway, so let her be queen bitch. I'm like, all right, but what does that do to the value of your piece? You know what I'm saying? Just for her to fucking berate the fuck out of the whole scene of the house simply because her feelings or emotions might be a little something like, fuck out of here.
Mm.
Everybody got to act right in the house, and that bitch got to act right in the motherfucking house. Get the fuck up out of here. I done heard the phrase, nigga, if mama ain't happy, the house ain't happy.
Or happy wife,
Happy
happy
wife,
life.
happy life.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Don't get me
Well,
started, cuz.
well. Someone obviously doesn't like this conversation, so you know what gotta happen.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze.
You doing
Yeah.
right. You
Someone
doing the
hit the
Lord.
dislike button.
You doing the Lord's work over here, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all good, man. It's like you can't stop the dislikes from happening, and even if I could, why would I want to? I got that nice little snippet to play.
Hey, that's when you know you made the most impact. Not necessarily when you get a hater, but I mean when someone is so moved to
I
give
mean,
you the
what?
finger.
I mean, they want they want men to stay docile servants because I've heard plenty of females who actually say a lot of hateful things about the brothers. Say
Right.
that black men were put here to be the servants of black women. I was
Yeah,
like,
that shit is retarded.
I don't know. It's kind of shit. Okay, so what you're saying is, if I live with you and somebody break in the house, nah, I gotta say, go serve me and protect me and shit. Go down there and take care of that. I don't have to get up and do shit because I'm in because I serve you. You know, you're the dominant one.
I mean, but look, the thing is, in a way, you do serve your woman. Everybody is served. That's one thing when it comes to submission. It ain't just a woman that's submitting in a motherfucking relationship. She just has to submit first. That's all it is. She submit first, and then place the energies there to where we connect how we're supposed to with that with the yin within us, right? And then we go through an aspect of submission. But everyone is submitting for the further development, the further growth, the further flow. She ain't just submitting so that I'm saying motherfucker get a notch on his dick and nothing like that. That you submitting for the growth of the goddamn family. You submit for the growth of us. Because I mean, shit, if she submit right, all I'm gonna want to do is require and return and reciprocate. So you know, what I'm saying, what's the issue?
The issue is the issue is every time this submission or respect conversation comes up, they start like going in their heads back to the color purple.
Hey, she got to be able to hit her knees for me to place her on my shoulder. For real.
Like you finna make her what? Like she finna walk into a house and like full of dishes and food pieces and shit, and you about to make her clean all that shit up in the name of oppression.
Bitch, my balls tell you to get the baseboard too. Oh shit. But nah, so you can say yeah, they definitely submitted. It was more that they acquiesced. That's what it is. It's more that they acquiesce. The same thing as dealing with pilgrims and not putting them in pocket. You know, when need be. You know, they get to get used to start flexing a little bit more of that power dynamic of the inner skin color that they got and shit. And it's like, eh,
I mean, so what you're saying is these dudes behave like this just to make it okay.
they they made it like that to be left alone. Basically, they wanted to be left alone.
Right.
That's all the black man wanted at the end of the day, really. And whatever, I guess, you know what I'm saying. Whatever made her happy, you know. I don't know, when did that happy wife, happy life shit start? What era?
I
What
think in the
generation?
70s and the
Ain't that a
60s and 70s.
all right? Yeah, they're the ones who fucked up then. Whoever.
Yeah, that's the baby boomer.
It was the boomers.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life, happy my ass. She better pay attention.
Yeah, damn.
Let me read this. Let me read this from Google, y'all. Is there a saying "happy wife, happy life"? And it says most of us have heard the phrase "happy wife, happy life," but is this more than just a convenient rhyme? A new study from Rutgers University in New Jersey says yes, as it's found that the happier the wife is in a long-term marriage, the happier the husband, regardless of how he personally feels about the marriage.
Mm,
Hmm.
ain't that a bitch?
It said comedian
This
Jeff
shit.
Allen believes that he invented the phrase, but so does musician Gavin Rossdale. It's also a bit of a puzzle what happy life, happy wife means. However, there are two recent pieces of research provided both clear meanings and confirmation. It still doesn't say when.
No, that's not that though. But it sounds like
Hold up, did they say Gavin Rossdale?
Yeah.
Gavin Rossdale, the lead singer of Bush, the fucker who cheated on Gwen Stefani with a lookalike. I'm like, that makes no sense. Happy wife, happy life.
I mean, but wait a minute. If that's the kind of bitch that you're dealing with, I mean, okay, so you talking that basically came from celebrities, or let's not say celebrities. Let's say cats who had the access in order to, you know, what I'm saying, basically be a married trick.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. If you think about it, because if some regular dude said it, then that means something different. But if you got some celebrity saying it, then no motherfuckers got access that, you know what I'm saying, regular cats don't have. So that basically make them a fucking married trick. And you just said one was married to Gwen Stefani. Possibly, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly or whatever.
No,
Yeah.
they had to get a divorce because he was fucking the nanny.
I mean, shit, I heard Nanny's got good pussy. Shit, you know?
Yeah, well, I'll be hearing too.
Shit, all the Pecker was on Pornhub, seem to think so.
Yeah.
The mother be deep in Africa, boy. God damn. Kenyan nanny. God damn, motherfucker still praying. But yeah, so yeah, I think it was more acquiescence. And they got accustomed to it, simply be, you know, being able to hold on to a little piece that they did have, you know, because I'm pretty sure that I don't know, like the nagging. Okay, so let's think back to our parents. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up with your mother and your father, or, you know, seeing your mother with in relationship status, maybe not with your father, did it look like your mother was a nagger? And I got to say, my mother was definitely a nagger, right? And I done seen her get in a fight with a motherfucker, do to that motherfucking mouth, to the point to where, I mean, you know, it's your mama, but she was way the fuck out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Way the fuck out of pocket. And you were young, but I saw this. I saw like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, I was born to get knocked the fuck out because, you know what I'm saying? This cracked out, yoked up army vet motherfucker, he bought it. You know what I mean? What the fuck she was fucking with. Um, but yeah, I guess that was her pushing, I don't know, that woman shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I want to say, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some cats ain't about that life as far as forcing their peace. Some cats will submit to attain their peace. Some cats acquiesce to attain their peace. I, and some command it, and I think it's more rewarding when it's commanded. You know.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you some earlier on Facebook that I encountered today. And I know I bring up Facebook a lot. But um, if you, I don't know, have a following on Facebook, it means two things. Either you're popular or you have ass for brains. In this particular instance, it was dealing with a person with ass for brains. Basically, there was another TikTok video of a black girl worshiping her white man and putting down black men.
Okay.
And I made the comment under the guy's post because I knew the kind of response I would get because this guy's a simp. He's one of those dad with daughters. You know, one of those guys, I have a daughter, therefore I can't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been wanting to throw a soft sandwich at these motherfuckers sometimes.
So sandwich.
Like, but I was like, dude, we enabled this behavior. We did. We enabled this behavior as a group of men.
Yeah.
They feel as if they can do that because they never got checked when they were doing it in the first goddamn place. Black people weren't saying this shit wasn't okay, but yet and still y'all want to come to this same app that y'all don't do anything but simp on, and then
Right.
now you want to act like something wrong with it. No, it ain't, nigga. Shut up.
Well, you know what? If what is the checking that they need, because it was at first, it wasn't none of our
If we had
business.
held our people, yeah, I know, but if we had held our people to a standard, they wouldn't be publicly cooning like this.
Okay, so you're talking about the standard of having an etiquette as they divest.
I mean, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying, oh, you can do the white boys. I mean, you can go ahead and deal with the white boys as long as you don't talk about black men. I don't even care if they do that. All my whole point was, if the guy is usually a simp and letting her shit on black men and get away with fucking with black men, then why are you complaining about this?
Right.
That's just my thing. I mean, you told her that since it was okay for you to sit up there and laugh at the brothers, and while she was cooning, that it was okay for her to do this also. So why the fuck should I care what she does? Let Brad cook. Let her be happy. If she's happy with being a coon, if she wants to be the next fentanyl queen, why the fuck should I have? Why the fuck should I stop?
You laugh. It's serious.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if a lot of these old modernized, Americanized B dubs go get them a Chad. Whatever happens after which happens. I don't care. Even
Oh yeah,
after,
definitely.
even after this whole Kevin Samuels thing, I knew they wasn't shit before the man died.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the hypocrisy
Mhm.
of it coming from a pro-black simp.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's all I'm saying. Talk we ain't enabling nothing. No, niggas like you and your old ass senior men in your family, all y'all enabled that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of you.
Shit, Mike drop.
Look at this. Look at Saint Nick 69 and the female family members wonder why I never got married. With all due respect, are there any unmarried women in your family, and are the female family members asking her why she never got married?
Hmm.
Flip it on them.
Oh, I'm just saying, man. It's just we
I
at
think
some
I got a cousin. But she's studying law,
point.
so I think that's what she's using as uh you know the
That man
excuse
said,
or whatever.
that man said so Gwen Stefani got on his nerves.
I mean, shit, he had to stop tricking with her. Shit.
I mean, if he's saying happy wife, happy life, if
Okay,
he
but yeah, but but the thing is, what keeps her intrinsically happy? Most motherfuckers say that they're talking about, what I'm saying, bending to every fucking wish, which it is motherfucking submitting. You know what I'm saying? Never saying no or trying to see whatever you can
a lot of
fulfill.
these folks think a lot of these folks think their happiness is money being poured on them.
That's a hoe. Okay, well, hold up though. Wait a minute. There's categories for that though. So maybe people are operating outside of their fucking category. Yeah, I'm saying maybe it's a whole lot more hoes than we thought they were. And y'all going into the game acting like gentlemen and forgetting that hoes eat gentlemen.
Yeah, listening to Ralph Tresvant, somebody he a stone cold gentleman.
Now that was some submitting right there.
But I mean, I listened to a Babyface song from recent. Like this is recent. This motherfucker still talking that same shit. You ain't gotta do nothing, girl. I got a job. I got you. Like what? Here we are, 2022, dog. You still doing this?
Look, but that's the thing though. Perhaps maybe that is a sector uh of black men that, what I'm saying, are unto themselves. Like they're not within a coagulation of an entirety of us, especially when it comes to integrity. Perhaps we have different polarities of integrity or something. I don't know what being a sucker, what I'm saying, has with keeping and maintaining integrity. But suckerism is fucking toxic as hell right now.
Yeah. Oh, so you weren't listening to the part where I was playing about Judge Mathis?
Not hear that.
Okay. I want you to listen to this. Tell me what you think. Yeah, I played it about an hour ago, so play it again and listen very closely. I don't think that this audio is very good on this device. But then again, if I was just Pearly Things, I would have the money from YouTube to get myself some new equipment. But I'm
Oh no,
not.
she can loot like that. Just being a white chick spitting the motherfucking red pill.
Yes.
That's
It-
fucking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but like I said, if you're a black man and you're in these things and you're in these YouTube streets, you're probably not going to get rich unless you're one of these guys, like you're one of these gamer guys, or you're one of these anime guys, or or something else entirely.
Yeah.
But red pill content, a woman can come in. It's like if
A
just Pearly
plain pilgrim chick.
uh,
Plain pilgrim chick.
can come in and blow you out the water, saying the same shit that you say, and
Well,
it's just
maybe. Well, the thing is, you gotta understand something. They do got superpowers with, I guess, the way that they can deliver shit. Because look at how what I'm saying, feminism snagged black women. You know what I'm saying? They whispered in their ear in the middle of a fucking social war where
mm,
they were actually shooting at. They whispered in there as they're getting shot at by her. That's some cold ass pimping. Wait a minute now. You can't deny white bitches pimping now. You know what I'm saying? They got some pimping up in them.
mm. Now I'm just gonna say like this. I have respect for men like Judge Mathis and what they accomplished, but he lost me on this one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he lost me on this. So just take a listen. Just listen very closely. It might be a little quiet, but this is as loud as I can get it. All right, let me make sure. Yep.
Sit back watching ESPN or playing your video games and sending your woman out there to go and march and protest and fight for voting rights, registering voters, out here protesting. The majority of the Black Lives Matter marchers were black women and white kids, while our black men sat back and killed each other, falling into this trap that they have set for us by failing us in our education system, bringing in guns and sending out the jobs. And you chumps are going forward like a bunch of suckers. And you're supposed to be cool. You're supposed to be the man. No, you ain't no man. Ain't nothing. You's a punk. Until you stand up and fight for your women, stop sending them out there, turn the TV off, go out there with them, sit down, stand up, everything our black sisters need and our families, give it to them. Otherwise, brothers, you don't matter.
Okay. All right, Judge. But say it like you mean it. God damn. I ain't um so you first started talking about the protesting, Black Lives Matter bullshit. All right. The filter. If that's gonna be the filter, he already started out wrong. So yeah, I mean, so all right. And you're playing video games and all this shit. All right. All right, look, the thing is people don't understand that the whole protesting, being an activist, you are protesting about your position within society, right? Reminder, it's a reminder to the society that look, you have, this citizen here or whatever. If black men aren't participating in that, then I mean that they've actually unplugged from the society. Then sending her out here to vote. Well, that means if you vote, you actually trust in the process. I guess more and more brothers are not trusting in the process. It is what it is. This shit ain't showing us nothing substantial toward our benefit. So it's like, all right, folks are checking out. It is what it is. So it's like, all right, so what are you charging black men towards though? What element of participation? Because
He's
yeah,
charging black men for shit that we're already doing, but yet and still he wants to listen to stereotypes like they've been laid out on television,
Yeah, video games and
video games and shit. And
watching sports and shit.
look, fuck all that. I'm still gonna play my Tekken and my Street Fighter. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. It's just the fact of the matter is like he's saying a bunch of stuff that black men already do that we don't get the credit for it anyway. You know,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
mean, like, why, why, why waste your time doing something that isn't effective? Why should I be out there marching if marching clearly is not effective? It
Well,
doesn't make any sense.
you weren't supposed to be marching. This is the dangerous thing about Black Lives Matter. Um, when they started, the chant was "Hands up, don't shoot." They drowned it out, "Hands up, don't shoot." So it's like, all right, wait a minute. You know, Black Lives Matter. I don't mean shit. Wait a minute. They killing motherfuckers who surrendering. Wait a minute. This has nothing to do with, it was particularly a black man. Wait a minute. Who get to kill motherfucker with their hands up like that? That's when you can charge the system in full accountability, right? From a citizen's perspective. If people was really operating like that, they would have stayed with hands up, don't shoot. But also when the motherfuckers starting to kill motherfuckers with their hands up. And I mean the situation is getting a little bit more gangster and shit. And so you don't go back into the protests or the activists, because that's when you're still thinking that you have a moral center that you're trying to connect with. When motherfuckers is killing you when you surrender, it's like, nah, bro, wait a minute. What part of the game is that? So, no one is supposed to be participating in no motherfucking type of activism or nothing. Not when it's shown that they're actually hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like that Jaquan or Jawan was homie. They 8 of them hunting them down. He ain't had no gun or nothing, and they lied and whatever. But to try to charge us with some form of accountability, with participation, within the system without no substantiated benefit. You know what I'm saying? And also the neglect. The neglect of him being a judge, participating within the system and really taking into consideration the effects. He understands the belly of the beast and the core of black men to some type of accountability, as if black women is out there being some type of superwoman for the entirety of the community. And well, we're just slackers, really. All right, then.
We as a group of men have never gotten the credit we deserved as far as this community. We're the pioneers, the innovators. We're even inventors of many, many things that American society run off of. And
Yeah.
we never ever get the credit for it. Every time we get the credit for something, it always has to center around a woman. It always has to center around sex. In order for us to be looked at as anything, it always has something to do with sex or sacrificing ourselves for the greater good. And what is the thanks that we get? We get these fucking stereotypes perpetuated by men like Judge Greg Mathis and Reverend Al Sharpton. Let me show you this right here.
Al Sharpton, what the fuck he saying?
All
Al
right,
Sharpton
look at
claims
this. Look at this headline right here.
Oh, really, Al? All right, then.
If the male voters of Georgia, in particular the black male voters of Georgia,
Yeah.
do not vote for Stacey Abrams, we are insecure as men.
Insecure?
Yeah,
Really?
we're insecure as men to suggest that there's
We don't just disagree with her? You know what I'm saying?
that there's a level of misogyny and sexism if we don't vote for Stacey Abrams.
Why they always trying to attack a motherfucker's manhood? Cause they, at every given moment, they're always trying to attack a motherfucking manhood.
Yeah.
God damn. We just disagree with the bitch. How about that one?
Even if her policies don't align with your particular interests, you're supposed to secure your manhood by voting for her.
Ain't
This
that a
is
bitch?
what a lot of these old niggas push.
I'll vote for that bitch's enemy. Who
Brian Kemp, and she gonna get a hard. She gonna have a hard time
I don't
getting
even
past
vote, and I'll vote for that bitch's enemy.
Brian. Like she was the one that came on the media a few weeks ago saying that this like trying to push that if she loses, it's gonna be because black men didn't vote for her.
Who's the contingent of her?
I mean, but for real though, Brian Kemp,
Yeah.
Brian Kemp, like it's gonna be hard for her to get past Brian Kemp because Brian Kemp instituted constitutional carry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, meaning you can
Okay.
carry a gun. You can just get a gun. It's your right to bear arms. So get your gun and carry it around. Even though I know I'm a black man, so I just can't carry a gun around freely.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing with it, bro. Look, they'll kill you. They'll lie, say you have one, and kill you. So it's like, all
Yeah,
right, well, fuck. So either might as well have it
yeah. The only reason,
or operate
and
on killer mode 24/7 when you don't.
and then the sad part about that is the sad part about that is if you get a gun, it's gonna like 9 times out of 10 you're getting it to protect you and yours from someone that looks like you.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is the thing. They want that we try to fit our humanity around their laws, and this is where we fuck up. Humanity ain't designed for that. Shit, so it's like we should be thinking, look, I mean, everything else got fangs and motherfucking, what I'm saying, claws and talons and shit. Why should we be without that? And what I'm saying, the motherfucking piece could be, what I'm saying, your fang or whatever. It is what it is. You're born with it. It's just that, we gotta, in these modern times, we gotta sophisticate that shit.
Mm.
But law, yeah, when it comes to protecting ourselves, nigga, shit, fuck that.
All right, let me get the results of this poll I put up in the chat. Say, are the older generations of black men to blame for the current issues in the community? There's 93 votes. 74% said yes. 26% said no. Mm.
I mean, well, let's ask ourselves: is there some information that we have now within our 40s as Generation X that we think we damn sure should have been told in our 14s?
Mm.
So by those who were operating, I guess, in their perhaps late 30s and above. The thing is if this system is just a system, then that means that this bitch can be mapped out.
Mm.
That means that a blueprint can be created if it's just a system, right? If they say the more things change, the more they stay the same. And a lot of people look at how the American or United States society of America operates off of that. And it's like, all right, well, why not some navigation? That's the only thing. That's the only thing I would charge the older generation for. Some navigation and understanding of just how much the color thing resonates to this fucking system. Because as a child, you don't know that these motherfuckers hate your skin color like that, like that, like that, like that. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody think, you're thinking innocent as a child. They should have been ready to tell us a little bit something that we're gonna have to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the law is set against us protecting ourselves. The law is set against us, you know what I'm saying, going on the offensive. The
Oh.
All right, let me chill out. Y'all got it.
Yeah. Please talk. I'm about to wrap this up, but in a little bit. But yeah, listen up, fellas. Getting back to that other point that I was saying about the women that use red pill content, and they are basically getting rich off of something like, and what it makes it sound like to me is they're getting rich off of something that some of you feel as if we should be getting rich off of. And I knew the world was like this. I'll just say that I knew the world was like this. But even with the other one with the last name of X was getting paid like that, you know, um, I already knew that kind of thing was going to come from Brother, so it doesn't surprise me. But it does have a feeling of disappointment. The fact that you can put your heart and soul into something, and then someone can just come in very easily and
Facts.
just become uber successful with it,
Yeah.
and they may not even be coming from a genuine standpoint. But we as brothers, well, because of older men, we have to sit up there and constantly try to prove to everyone that we're heterosexual by supporting the woman and not the man. Because that's basically what it is. We want to prove to the world that we're heterosexual.
Proof. All right, I think personally we're the standard. All right, we've always been the standard. That what they think they can do is put some form of I don't know, some form of break in the connection of us flexing the agency of our dominance.
Hmm.
That's all what the shit is. The thing is the influence that black men are having, the influence the black manosphere is having. Um, that they didn't account for it. So the only thing they can do is attack your nuts. That's the only thing that they look. Them motherfuckers always and try to use attacking our nuts as some form of
Hmm.
some form of attack or whatever. So I was like, all right, yeah, trying to attack our nuts. Nah, I bet you we gonna stand on them and hold them and you know what I'm saying? Fuck you, and we hope that you lose very badly. And I'm gonna vote for your fucking contingent or whoever going against you. You say Brian Kemp.
Brian Kemp,
Brian
the guy
Kemp.
that letting everybody carry guns.
Yeah, all
But
right.
yeah, you're gonna have a horrendous time getting past that,
Brian Kemp, you got my vote.
because it's like the answers aren't as complicated as people think they are. And we as a black, we as a community or whatever, we're never gonna get what we want out of these folks. It's not gonna happen. We have to, as a people, produce and find some way to do this thing for ourselves, because it's obviously not going to happen through a politician, no matter how black they are. And if you think that Stacey Abrams is gonna, if you really honestly believe that if she's the answer, then you're sadly mistaken. Shit, it's just all there is to it. And
She's the antidote.
it ain't on no hate thing. It ain't on no it ain't on no sexist thing. I mean, and why should I care anyway? If y'all believe that I'm doing this on some sexist crap, because if you're a black man that speaks, and I've said this many, many times, they're gonna come for you anyway.
Yep. Just because you stand on principle and just that, and this is the thing, standing on integrity and principle, it actually disrupts quite a bit in these later days. It really does. It really does. And the black manosphere has been standing on such for quite some time. And frequency wise, probably more than any other area within the internet. Hence why, you know what I'm saying, KS had this meteoric rise that he did. It was powered through the black manosphere perspective of developing red pill perspective or red pill philosophy. Is I don't know, y'all. The thing is, y'all don't got the chip on y'all shoulder y'all need to have yet. Not yet. I don't know why, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all
All right,
y'all should be a whole lot more arrogant, man.
all right.
For real. Hell of a
Char-
thumbprint.
Charlene, welcome to the combo. And yes, females are welcome to watch, participate in the chat, and if they ever have a reason to hit the link whenever I drop it, they can participate in the combo too. I am not one of these guys that are threatened by females being on my panel. So Charlene, welcome, and you're always welcome. And any female any black female in particular is always welcome to watch this program. So yeah, but acknowledgement to Greg. Thank you for the super chat. Amazing what a British accent and mulatto features can do for a YouTube channel.
Okay, now look, y'all gotta admit, oh girl got a nice voice. Come on now.
Yeah,
And we
is he
is
talking about?
American to the point where
Is he
that
talking
shit
about?
would know the motherfucker if you heard a chick talking like that in you know what I'm saying on the street or whatever.
Is he talking about? Is he talking about Miss X?
Yeah, like motherfucker would holler. If she fine and she got that voice on the street, nigga, you ain't gonna holler.
Man, most of these dudes would.
I mean, shit. Let's
But
keep it 1,000. Wow.
yeah, let's keep it a buck. But at the same time, I get to the point of what he's saying. Like, they
I
can.
mean, but hold up. If she just only got a picture up, that's that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If motherfuckers just flocking to a photo, nah, that's sucking shit. But yeah,
They are flocking to the photo.
yeah. But I mean, shit. Look, if a woman got beauty and you know what I'm saying, and presentation and poise, nigga, that shit's supposed to capture you. Hold up, nigga. That's yes, that's some siren-esque type shit. But is she more of of less? Okay, what's the difference between is she more of an incubus or a succubus? The way she rocks.
Mm.
Yo, real time. You know what I'm saying? She's either one of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's all good. It's just like this. I figure if I truly had a problem with females that got paid more than me in this space, the only thing that I can do is grow my audience and grow my channel to the point where ad revenue is paying me. That is the that is the two solutions that I would present with something like that,
Right.
because guys are never gonna stop supporting chicks. We live in an OnlyFans era where a woman can put up a cash app or get paid $4.99 a month to bust it down. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got too many dudes out here with these OnlyFans mentalities. You know, if they get I showed a female a super chat, a screenshot of a super chat that I got. That's when that's when I was getting like the $200 and $300 ones from back in the day.
Yeah.
The first thing the female asked me, was the guy gay?
What the fuck?
Excuse me? Because they would give you money?
Yeah, is he gay?
What the fuck?
This is the mindset that we have enabled.
That is some weird. And let's be honest, Kev. Since they want to go there, no one doesn't like more than the bussy than the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
But
of course.
are getting pussy.
But
so when someone's gay, listen. What were you about to say? Okay.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Yeah. How many people y'all seen watching Manosphere channels over there just for early things?
I haven't watched one of her shows, so I don't know.
I haven't either.
I don't watch that chick. I didn't even know this chick exists until the masters start circulating this chick because of Hafez.
So, but wait a minute. I heard that she got to start through KS, and if she got caught up on that wave and is spitting red pill, I mean, ain't she just really going with the game that she received then?
Yeah.
Where else do you think she's getting the game, Mr. Sun?
What do you mean? The same? Oh, well, they said she was on Kevin's show, right?
Yeah.
Was she on Kevin's show? All right, so she was on Kevin's show. Now, what's to say? All right, so the way that she presents herself now clearly is very agreeable with most cats, right? So if she presented herself like that, then at that time, having the spotlight of whatever audience and traffic that he was getting at that time, I'm pretty sure she took a decent amount of that traffic over to her channel. So let's say that it was, saying organic, so her placement or whatever. The thing is, she's not saying nothing different. What I inquire is she expanding upon the context of black manosphere red pillism, or is she merely parroting? And if she's parroting, then if she's getting, duck is off a duck, is just off a parroting, yeah, that means it's, a lot of sucker shit going on. But if she's expanding the context, then you know what I'm saying, what the fuck? Don't hate the player, play the game.
No, nobody hates the player. I think that yeah, if you're saying that we hate the game, yeah, that's the game right there.
Right.
If you are a female and you're talking the same stuff that these guys are talking, you are going to get rich, or you're going to make at least enough money to cover rent each month.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean and that's cool. I mean, it's like a content creator said, you can't separate the trick from the hoe.
You really can't. You really cannot. So if hoism is on the rise, and we all know there's been a whole Nami, come on now, that's been a motherfucking trick boon as well.
Can't separate the trick from the hoe.
Hell no, man. Category 5, nigga.
Yeah,
Get your umbrella, goddamn. It's raining bullshit.
yeah. All right. Well, let me see. Let me see where my All right. We're at 57 likes, so yeah, that's a pretty good ratio. Sure that people come in watching the replay will press like as well. Um, yeah, I wanted to touch on this because I wanted to touch on this kind of thing because I know that people are confused as to why this space has certain messaging. And the product, we're the product of this messaging.
Right.
We are. We want to really reverse some of these ways of thinking and deprogram. A lot of you guys, of course, are up here to act like that the women are solely the problem, that that their world's ended because I don't know, because they can't get a woman to submit or whatever. But if you're out here and you're experiencing this like it's an actual problem, I just wanted to try to explain why these things happen, where did they come from, and to let you guys know that although that the B Dub has a tendency to be extremely problematic, she was enabled to do so.
Hmm.
And we as a group of men or our elders did a lot of enabling. And according to Rogish, they were just trying to acquiesce. That was it. But I don't know if that was all of them. Seriously, a lot of these dudes just got to the point where this shit was just ridiculous. It's like, even I'd be like, man, why you put up with that shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So we're doing final statements.
Ah, shit. I mash
Well,
up, mash.
I know you're closing out, but I had to say something about the movie
Yeah,
briefly
go ahead. And
because I did put.
the movie is Black Adam, by the way. What's
Yes,
up,
correct.
Chaos?
One thing about it, Kev, I watched it, and it was something that I was anticipating for some time now. And they said this movie was 14 years in the making, back in the end of at the same time when Marvel started to really begin their rise in 2008, ironically. And I look at DC now, and the non-direction it's going anyway. That this was an actual big win, regardless how people view or think about the movie and says some stupid comments about their views about the movie. That this is the start, the kickoff start to really start resurging now under some new management. They're not gonna really follow the same blueprint like Foggy did with Marvel, but I think if they could be consistent in this route they're taking around, they should pose some good competition, in my opinion. I know people talk about this woke culture and this woke stuff with Disney putting all this weirdo stuff. I see DC going a different direction. That's why you look at why they cancel Batgirl. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah, they cancel the shit out that film.
and you know why they canceled, because they see that they're going to take the same playbook that Marvel's doing with that woke stuff, and they said, no, this can't be sustainable. We're at no position to really doing woke stuff. We are behind in the whole in regards to capital and debt. So now what they're gonna do, Kev? And I want black men to hear me good. They're gonna use this black man or this partially half black man to start the surge like they did with Blade when Blade saved any less or any remaining, and I mean remaining of any comic books that was going to be distributed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my fault. The characters, the Chimera, they were bankrupt 26 years ago.
Right.
DC is having the same issue that Marvel had 26 years ago. But they're not, they have to sell all their, well, they probably hold on to some of their characters. I ain't heard if they sold all of them, but
No. Let me tell you something. The difference between Marvel and DC is DC ain't sell off none of their characters.
And that's a good move. Because if you look at Marvel now, Foggy has to go out and scrap to buy back those characters now. Not that they're making money. DC has not made that move. So right now, let's be honest. And maybe I should do a stream on this on one of my channels. On this, that there has to be a serious resurgence with DC. And they might have to take the route. Instead of putting regular characters that people know, they're going to have to start taking risks on some of these other characters. You know? They took a risk on the Joker, which they didn't spend much money. Aquaman was the only movie and Joker that made $1 billion. I project the Rock movie is going to probably double that. Maybe quadruple that, personally. Now, a lot of people feel it's going to make a lot of money. I think it's going to make a whole lot more money than that. You know? And that's going to start the resurgence where they said, okay, now how we could move forward, you know? And they're going to have to go a little rugged with this, with their comic books. Because these is already known for ruggedness. They might have to go that route to compete with Marvel, personally. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to still release the Blue Beetle, because I heard that they were going to start being selective moving in 2023. They had to push back. No. I'm not saying they're not releasing it, but because they're watching now, because they got paid the debt. This move with The Rock that came out, that's going to start slowly the resurgence. That they're going to say, all right, how we could take this implement. One of the things they're going to start doing, they're going to start taking other characters that people not talk about and start focusing on them, build upon them. Now, Blue Beetle is supposed to be like the Spider-Man version of Marvel. So I think they're going to go through with that. You know, they're going to look at it, see if they might tweak it. And The Flash is going to come out next year, which they say is supposed to do very well. But because the actor is not keeping on a narrow path, they're going to have to probably now find an actor. But it's going to make money. Regardless of what's going on with him, that's going to project to make money. And what are movies? I'm trying to think. I know they're going to use Michael Keaton as the old Batman. So right now, and I think, and some people, y'all guys said something about Dr. Fate. I've been hearing about him, the comparison with Doctor Strange. And I saw one woman did some content on it. And I get it, but here's the problem that people don't understand. They're not gonna always go by the comic books with a lot of these characters. I don't know why people are so surprised that it's weird that the helmet didn't talk to him, nothing that, because that was not the direction they want to take Dr. Fate.
Look,
trust me.
The magic users were always lame because they wasn't doing anything physical. They just did the motherfucking I don't know, some simple thing, and then it was it. You know what I'm saying? That shit was special effects before it was special effects.
Yeah. And think about it, he's not like a super powerful character. He's like, you know, a guy that does magic. I mean, and Hawkeye. I mean, what do you call it? Hawkman? I noticed in the credits, they never said Hawkman. It said Black Hawkman. And I wish I took a picture of it. They said this man's Hawkman, but when they did the credits, it didn't say anything about Hawkman. So I'm not sure if there's an actual Black Hawk in the DC characters. I'm going to Google it. But, you know, having these characters now, these characters that people not know enough, that would probably be the best start. It should take it now. At this point, they can't keep playing Superman, Batman. Those characters have been played out, and I know it makes money, but no one doesn't want to see another version of Batman, and Superman, especially Superman, because they're not sure if they're gonna have the same actor, Mr. Cavill, play
Yeah.
Superman. They've been questioning about that. Now, if he decided to play again and against The Rock, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting in the films,
Well. I
but
don't
not
know.
right now. But not right now. Yeah,
No, I don't know if you watched the end of the movie.
I saw the end of it. That's why I didn't really talk about it yet.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm finna mash up, but I want to. Hey, Charlene, check your toes, baby girl. You look like you're texting and stroke.
but I will give a suggestion since they watch content on YouTube. I think DC should start looking in and like using like other characters like Lobo, make a movie off that. You know, I'm just giving a suggestion. You know, because how they have like the Deadpool and all that stuff, and they are like they mix between the ratings of it. They should try taking some characters, some more dark characters, making films off that. That also helped their cause too. You know, but that's just a suggestion. But like I said, they need to start focusing on these other characters.
Okay.
And
Yo, wait a minute, wait, cuz let me stop you, man. Do y'all see what Charlene is writing?
what she wrote? Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm telling you, this person actually may be having a stroke writing like this. I don't know. This is odd as hell, but yeah. Hey,
Yeah, she's trolling.
eh.
But anyway,
That's the black folks' excuse. Trolling. I'm just trolling. Troll. Like, motherfucker, be serious. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like,
Hey, I'm finna mash out, man.
yeah, I'm gonna end it though. But
All right, peace.
yeah,
yeah,
but that's pretty much it. So like I said, the making of this and the anticipation, and we all know, Kev. Anytime when a film's in trouble, who they go seek for a salvation and to get back on their feet? They go look for the black man.
yeah, just like the black exploitation film era.
There you go. There you go.
That saved Hollywood with their Superflies and their Shafts and their Black Belt Jones.
And
Yeah,
so DC is going to do the same thing, and they start off with The Rock, and I think there's going to be more movies to come for this resurgence. And it's good for you told me that they didn't sell their characters, which was a good move. A lot of people don't understand that when you're financial problems, the next stage you want to do is sell any character that will buy them and use the rights to make any film they want. And I know Marvel had to take that route because they were losing too much money, and at that time during the '90s, all those bad films. It makes sense. You're gonna have to sell your characters just so you don't go liquefy your revenue.
yeah, because
Now,
they sold Spider Man to Sony. They sold the Hulk to Universal. They sold X-Men to Fox.
which
They
they got
did,
back now. Which they got back now.
yeah, yeah. But
So
anyway,
if they didn't got back with Spider-Man, which they're not gonna get back anytime soon. They're not getting him back. Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm about to end it.
All right.
I'm about to end it. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
Especially to Dane One, Rogish, and Chaos Rain for coming up on the panel. And yeah, um, even though we had a lot of things that happened to us in the past that set us back, there's no time like the present to fix things. Or, or, or you could take the route and just work on and concentrate on yourself because I can understand if you believe that it seems hopeless out here. And I ended with that. You just by saying this, long live the habitual line steppers. And Kev, we trust. I'm gonna win. We're all gonna win. And that is it. I may come to you tomorrow night if I can think of something good to talk about. But anyway, thanks for coming through. Peace out.